Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Orange love. All right, no more of that shit. One person on. Of course, you know, we just gonna like we're gonna chill, we're gonna kick back for a second until everybody gets on here. What's cracking? Cujo, Sandman, CDC Survivor, NPC user, Gas Monkey, my boy Wino, Jay De La Rosa, A, Duncan of Cali Woods, Blake, Wildcard, Big Man, Flowmaster, Anthony Davis, CDC Survivor, and on and on. Hand Cannon. I'm gonna call you later, Hand Cannon. Sorry, man. I've had my head up my ass. I'm gonna be calling you too, Steven Alvarez. Tonight, I'm calling you guys both. I've had my head up my ass and trying to fight this heat, man. My house has been like 102 degrees, 103 degrees in here. But it's good to see we got so many of you on here right now. All right. Let's take a look and see what's in here. See who's participating. We're going to wait till we get about 100 people in here, and I am going to speak on some things, and I'm going to answer some of your questions. I'm sure some of you got so many of them, considering all the latest news, things that have been going on, considering many other things. Let's see what you guys got so far. We're going to wait. We're going to get 100 people on here, and I got a statement to make. And I don't mean a statement that's going to get somebody convicted, so don't get it twisted. So it's good. What's up, George? $1979 BM. No troubles, my boy. No troubles. I hold people accountable, man. We're going to talk about that too. Okay? I'm going to make this clear about where I stand. And I'm just and I don't like to really hold grudges, because grudges will actually do you more harm than good. But we'll talk about all this. Okay, we have about 100. Yes, Cutthroat. I seen that. I'm gonna address that right now. All right, so here we go. Now, if you guys are asking any questions right now, hold off on your questions so I'm done getting off of my soapbox. You guys can communicate with each other, but hold off on the questions for me for just a few minutes. Let me get off my soapbox, or get on my soapbox and then get off of it. And then I'll go back to the questions. I don't want any of you to think that I'm avoiding your questions when I'm on my little rant right now. So I'm going to go on my rant real fast. Okay. We'll start off with Savage Studios, and then I'm not going to be speaking about this cat no more. Straight up. Unless, of course, you guys ask me questions down the road over this or this and this and that. I'm not going to be rude. I'll answer your questions, but I won't be speaking on him on my own volition. So here it is with Savage Studios, okay? I want to make this clear, and I want you all to hear this. And for some of you out there that subscribe to Savage, you're friends with Savage, you follow Savage, you can go back and relay the message to him. I know he turned off his comments, but if you have a way to talk to him, go ahead and get back to him and tell him to listen to what I got to say. This is all I'm going to say. Straight up. This channel never one time called that man a chomo. Never once did I call him a chomo. Let's make that clear right now. I don't do that. I've said this before a million times. Somebody shot me some paperwork on Savage about some kids that he was supposedly abusing or something like that. Guess what? I never did a video on it. You know why? Because I did a lot of research on it, and there were some things that didn't add up. So I don't think it was him. So I'm not going to speak on something unless I know 100%. It's just like I told you with this. I was pretty much 99% sure that it was him. And I even said I'm not 100% sure that it's him. You guys know I said this. If you don't, go watch the video. I never once called him a chomo. If you think you heard me say that, go watch the video. I was pretty easy with him, and I was pretty fair with him. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Regardless of what happened between me and him, he can call me a hater. He can get on there with that passive-aggressive video that he just did. Because to me, that's how I see it, passive-aggressive. You know? But I never did anything to get views or subscribers or anything like that. Let's be 100% honest with each other. And all of yous know this. If the roles were reversed, and Big JD was sitting in the Oklahoma County Jail right now with some charges of lewd acts, stalking at a Walmart, and God knows what else, I promise you, and miss me with the bullshit. I promise you he would have dropped a video about it. I promise you. I'm willing to bet my scrotum on it. I'll cut off 3 of my fucking fingers, my scrotum, and my big toe on my left foot in a bet. And every dollar that I have in my bank account that he would have dropped a video about me. Promise you. Do any of you doubt it? Even him in his mind knows that he would do the same thing. Because it's news. Because this is the prison YouTube genre community. It's a community. It's like we're all neighbors, really, right? When your neighbor fucks up, everybody's going to be out on the front lawn talking about it. He would have did the same thing, but I promise you this. He would have went in harder on me than I went in on him. He would have went in way harder on me than I went in on him. Go ahead and hit that like button if you don't doubt it. Go ahead and hit that like button if you agree that that's exactly what he would have done the same thing. Everybody on YouTube would have been doing the same thing if it was Big JD in jail. Ain't no question about it. You know what I'm saying? So how is that hating? How is that cloud chasing? How's that jealousy or anything like that? When we're just reporting on relevant news regarding the prison YouTube genre. It's just the way it is. I mean, even Big Sid, even Dan Myers would be doing a video about me. Everybody would be. Straight up. I think even Wes Watson would probably do a video about me. You'd see him coming out. You know what I mean? Now, guys like this fucking JD stalking at a Walmart because he has man boobs. I guarantee it. It would have all been just like that. Just like that. All of them. Some of them would have been trying to, because a lot of people fuck with me. A lot of them would have been trying to be like, let's wait and see. But then a lot of people would be like, yeah, man, fuck that JD, man. Let's go in on him. So if Savage feels any kind of way about us getting at and, reporting his dirty laundry, hey, man, don't get busted by the cops. Don't do that shit, man. Don't fucking get on the drugs. Don't start drinking, smoking all kinds of weed and drinking and snorting and slamming and doing whatever it is you're doing. If you don't want the heat, because you're a public figure, you're in the public eye on YouTube. Straight up, real talk, man to man. I never once called this dude a chomo, never once. So if he feels kind of salty and he's in his little feelers about me and he wants to low key kind of hint at he's gonna try to fucking bring it to me, he's just gonna make his life that much worse. Because I'll tell you what. If he catches me slipping and he kills me, the only thing he did is he just made sure that my family struck the lottery because I got 2 6-figure fucking life insurance policies that my family would be taken care of. I'm 46 years old. I've lived a lot longer than I thought I was going to live, and I'm not afraid to die. I'll tell you that right now. Is he afraid to die? Is he afraid to do a life sentence over killing somebody? Something to think about, man. You know what I mean? I ain't going to run from the dude if that's the case, but it ain't necessary because he would have done the exact same thing if it was me. So that's that. I never called him a chomo. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I reported on the story. If he don't like that, well, too goddamn bad. Straight up, too bad. Get off of YouTube if you don't like it. Get off of social media, get off of entertainment, period. Because the next time you fuck up, somebody's probably going to be worse with you, but it won't be me because, like I said, I'm gonna leave it alone. Excuse me. Just got done eating dinner. But yeah, that's real talk. I report on the news. Duh. That's what I do, you know? So there's that. Thank you, David. Thank you for the $4.99. Yeah, and you know, I try to be as entertaining as I can with these videos, of which brings me to my next topic in regards to Wes Watson. I'm sure you guys want to hear a little bit on something on that. Now, I'm very pleased with the way that video came out because it shows that I've grown a lot in the last year. I've learned a lot, and I've learned that, you know, you could be much more effective in your delivery system if you just basically don't personalize things. I personalized the last one because I don't like bullies, but at the same time, you know, I don't really dig the stolen valor and all the phony war stories. So I came from the wrong place. But this one right here, hearing that his video quite possibly got somebody, you know, almost close to 10 years in prison, that really breaks my heart. Because we don't have to make content that crosses people up. We don't have to make content that puts somebody in that situation. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, especially if that dude's your boy and you're all about helping people and you're all about positive change and motivation and life coaching, I don't see how getting that man almost another decade in prison is going to help his situation. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but prison only makes people worse. So that's it in a nutshell. You know, I mean, I dropped the video. People are like, whoa, how? That's impossible. How are they going to use this video against him? Oh, I think you're reaching. How am I reaching? The cops, the IGI told Nick, we watched the West video. He had a lot of things to say about you. Next thing you know, his offer fucking was taken off the table. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not Albert Einstein, but I'd be willing to bet that any jackass person with half a brain cell could figure out that putting two together, they probably watched that video and used it as character evidence. You don't think they don't do that? They do it all the time. Sorry, but they do. Media Anonymous, thank you for the $1.99 or $1.99. I don't know what you said, but I guess it must have been something that pissed somebody off. Let's see, the message got deleted. Christina Loera, thank you for the $2. Much love, beautiful woman. All right, I'm off the soapbox. I'm off the soapbox now. So I'll go ahead and chime in with answering some of your questions. My moderators haven't texted me, so I guess I could scroll through these. Oh, we got one. All right, I got you, Sandman. All right, let's keep it clean, guys. I don't want to hear anything about that kind of chomo type stuff because in all fairness to everybody, you guys got to know I'm fair, man. I'm fair and I'm a gentleman. But I don't think anybody should be calling that dude a chomo because he's not a chomo, all right? But honestly, and I'm going to end this with this. Savage needs to basically come clean with all his paperwork. He just needs to let it all out, air it all out. He owes that to his subscribers. He has to hold himself accountable. He says he's a person of God. He says he's a changed man. Well, that right there would go a long ways. And I think in the long run, he would probably be okay. And at some point in time, people would forget about it. But nobody's ever going to forget about it as long as he's got his comments off and he's not going to explain what's going on with him. I think he should just come all the way clean, let the paperwork out, let it all out, talk about it, put it out there, and use it as a learning experience. That's my advice to him. But I know he doesn't take my advice for shit because, you know, I'm just a guy with 18,000 subs and he's got 100,000, as if that really means anything, to be honest with you. Let me know when you got 1 million subscribers, man, and then I'll tell you, I'll call you a celebrity. But with 100,000 subscribers, you ain't a celebrity. You're not. You get up to 1 million, and then you're a celebrity. Half, thank you for the $4.99. Got some Trump supporters on here. I don't think Trump's going to win this time, people. I don't think he's going to win. Too many weak people out there that are just, sitting by with their thumbs up their asses, just watching the country disintegrate all around them, and nobody has the balls to do anything about it. It's really funny. I'll tell you what, though. Come around my fucking doorstep with any of that drama. Watch what happens. I'm defending my shit. Soy tu padre, thank you for the $1.99. Gonna give this big shout out to all the homies out there in the IE area. The IE area, all the homies out there rocking it, holding it down up there, up in the Pintas and in CDC. All the IE homies rocking it up there in the feds, the county jails, the CCS, the CCAs, and in those county jails out there. Much love to everybody out there in the IE area. Yeah. I love IE, man. My whole family's from out there. Another elote man got fucked up in Long Beach. This one got pistol whipped. It's funny, right? So here's my thing on this whole elote ladies, elote men and women and stuff getting attacked. Where is the media and all this stuff? Why are the media not reporting on this shit? I guarantee you, if some kid from Huntington Beach is wearing a Make America Great Again hat and he starts pistol whipping elote ladies and elote men, it's going to be all over CNN. If anybody doubts it, please give me your feedback on it. But if you don't doubt what I'm saying on that one, if it's a kid from Huntington Beach with a mega hat, and if he beat up an elote man, it'd be all over news. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that statement. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with that statement. Because that's where we're at right now. See what I'm saying? That's where we are at in this country right now. That's where we're at. It's like racism is being dished out in every which direction against Asians, against Hispanics, against blacks, against whites, against everybody. But we're only focusing on this whole thing with the cops. And it's a much bigger picture than just the cops. Look what happened in Chicago a week ago. A 3-year-old fucking child had his head blown off. Does that sit right with any of you? Honestly, does it sit right? Because it doesn't sit right with me. But nobody's talking about that, Nobody's talking about that shit. But we are. I'm about ready to do a video about that. I'm looking to invite anybody who is actively involved with Black Lives Matter to come on and debate the issue of Chicago with me. I don't doubt the whole, I support them on their whole thing with the police to a certain degree. I don't think we should totally, hey, much love, Scrappy. Thank you for that $9.99, man. Much love. I don't think we should abolish the police. I think that's fucking disastrous. But I do believe there needs to be a lot of work done on regulating these departments and more training. But I want somebody actively involved in Black Lives Matter to come on the show and explain to me why they don't care about Chicago. Explain to me why they don't care about that 3-year-old child that got his head blown off. I really want to know the answer to this question because it's been bothering me all week long. Part of the reason why it's put me in a bad place. Honestly, I'm telling you guys, it put me in a really bad place to see a picture of that child. I mean, I can't even describe to you how it made me feel. It really put me in a dark place, Man, it was just a horrible image. All right, let's see. Did I miss anything? Nanny Marie, thank you for the $4.99. Steve Frazier, what is the government's plan to take complete control? Christine, thank you for the dollar. To take your guns. That's the top priority of the government, to take your guns. Take all your straps. But guess what? Somebody like me will still be able to get a strap from Chewy down the street, but you won't be able to get one in a gun store anymore. Isn't that ironic? It's crazy, but it's what it is. What it's going to be. Watch. Saludos también out there in Lamont, Califas. Shout out to the city of Lamont. Out there in Kern County. That's where Lamont is, right? Deaf guy out there in Kern County. It's that city just what is it? South or it's east of Bakers. I don't remember. I was in Wasco with several cats from Lamont over the years. Just asking, you're damn fucking skippy. They'll drop Black Lives Matter once the election's over, but they'll call upon them again in 4 years or 2 years or whenever. It's really crazy. It's all just a bunch of BS. It's all this stuff. You know, hey, you guys ever watch that? You guys ever watch those YouTubers called the Hodges twins? These two light-skinned black dudes that got green eyes. They're called the Hodge twins. They said that like Black Lives Matter is actually owned by a bunch of rich white people, and all these rich white people actually get all that money that's donated. That's true, man. That's what a racket that is, huh? What a hustle that is. Jeez. That's a bigger racket and a bigger hustle than Wes Watson being in the shoe program. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's up there definitely with that. Alfredo Romana, thank you for the $2. Mr. Gardias, why do I wear my ears inside of my hat? I don't know, man. I feel like I look like a fucking elf when they're sticking out of my hat. I mean, look at me. Look at my ears. I look like I'm related to Mr. Spock. Come on, man. Leave my insecurities alone about my ears, man. Let me stuff them in my hat and be happy, all right? Some of us has to have one or two kind of insecurities. I mean, quite honestly, I don't really have practically no insecurities at all. But yeah, I do think when I have my ears out, it just kind of, I don't know, it distracts me, man. It bothers the shit out of me just because I can feel my ears being pushed down by my hat. Unless of course I like wear my hat up like that, then I'll have the ears out. But yeah, there you go. Hope that answers your question. Let me tuck my ears back into this hat. You know, Sports Fan gave me this hat. He sent me this hat with this old school the Raider emblem, the old school one. So I decided to throw it on right now because I took a shower just a little while ago and I washed my hair and I didn't get it all dolled up for you guys. El Chapo, we already talked about that cat. If you came in late, you could see it on the rerun. Once this video posts, check within like the first 5 minutes or so. I'll talk all about that. Alfredo Almada, Christine. Shout out to my boy Alfredo from. Hold on a second, Christine. Hold on a second, Christine. Something's happening to my screen. Hey, can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? The NSA is infiltrating my computer right now. Everything just like tripped out for a second. Where did you go? Where'd you go, girl? Want to give this shout out to Alfredo Almada from his girl Christine. Christine's a big fan of the show. I don't know if Alfredo's a fan of the show or not, but she just basically wants me to tell you that she loves you, and guess what? Big JD loves you too, but not in a weird way. But in a bro type way. Yeah, big shout out to Alfredo. That was weird, guys. Hey, some seriously, like somebody infiltrated my computer right now. Or I don't know what happened. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Oh, it's some other program that I got running. That was weird, man. That freaked me out. That kind of shit freaks me out. Diana Silva, what's a distraction? Talk to me, girl. Okay, we got a question from the deaf guy. Thank you, Ron, for pointing this out. Have I ever met anybody who was deaf in prison? The answer to that question is yes. And it's funny that this question is being presented to me. Guess what? Because the video I'm dropping tomorrow is in the realm of people that, got prosthetic legs, are blind, deaf, big, tall, skinny, fat, buff. The video that I'm going to be dropping tomorrow is called Mental Fitness or Physical Fitness. Which one's more important in prison? We talk about that deaf guy stuff. There was a deaf guy in prison. He, two of them actually. One guy was in there for vehicular manslaughter, and the other guy was in there for pushing a ton of dope. The second guy that was pushing a ton of dope, the guy literally had something like 16 tons of marijuana or something like that coming from Mexico. Yeah, he couldn't hear at all. He was completely hearing impaired. Good guy, man. Very intelligent. Basically was a baller, made that money, and everybody respected that dude. Yeah. It's like 16 tons or something like that. A whole lot. That's a lot of tons, man. That's a lot of weed. I don't know where he was taking it, but he could build a fucking house out of that shit. Hope that answers your question, deaf guy. Nothing really happens to them in there. Usually when somebody's deaf, there's a lot of dudes that are in prison that'll look out for those guys and try to help them. They're like, if they can't hear an alarm or something like that going off, people will tap on them and tell them to get down. Diana Silva, we call everything in my world dope if you slanging it. But if you got 16 tons of marijuana, it's considered dope in the feds. Real talk. Trey Parr, Big JD, here's a little something to put towards the war on the snowflakes. $10. Thank you for that $10 donation. One step closer to defeating the Snowflake Brigade. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Oh, Diana Silva, Black Lives Matter is a distraction. You damn right it's a distraction. If a bunch of rich white people own it, come on now. A bunch of rich white people in this country own that whole thing. They own the trademark, all the merch that's being sold. It's like literally, I think even a business, one of Trump's businesses, somebody told me, is actually producing Black Lives Matter merch. Isn't that crazy? It's kind of like, I don't know if they know what they're doing, but it's like the advertisements that come through on my channel. People tell me that this person advertises their product on my channel, and I've tried to ask YouTube about it, but they don't do nothing about it. There's nothing I could do about it to stop it. At least not that I've been found yet. Yeah, but sorry, Diana. If I say dope and I refer to marijuana, understand that I'm from the 90s, and we call everything dope back then. Sorry, my bad. I'll try to remind myself that a lot of people don't know my old man lingo. I'll try to like change it a little bit. Ray D's S-Cal, they give you the $1.99. I'll check out that video. Maybe I'll put out some kind of reaction on it and demand that somebody steps up and speaks on this. Hey, look, everybody, it's the cat. See the cat back there? Kitty. The cat. You gonna jump on my shoulders? Hey, you guys notice? Did you just notice something right now with this cat? Did anybody notice what just happened with this cat right now? To show you how smart this cat is. I'm wearing a slingshot. I'm wearing a wife beater right now. And my cat knows that my skin is bare. That this is my skin. It's not a t-shirt. So she won't jump up on my shoulders because she knows she's going to scratch me. Did any of you guys notice that? Go ahead, hit them thumbs up if you noticed that. Unless I guess I'm the only one that noticed it. But did anybody notice that? Yeah, so you guys saw that, huh? Yeah, Nicole, she doesn't really like to need my shirt when she's on my shoulder. She just likes to lay up there, but she knows that I'm not wearing a shirt. She won't jump up on me. It's just like the same thing when I don't have no shirt on. Same thing. Bruno, no, I didn't get your flowers. I didn't get your flowers. CeeLos, do religious folks get messed with in prison? No. I mean, but if you used to be a homie or something like that, people might clown you and, look at you like you're weak or something. But for the most part, religious people get left alone as long as they don't stick their nose into nothing. Pretty much people just let them do them. Chuck Finley, did you hear about the race riot in Chicago between the blacks and the Latin Kings? It's getting crazy. The police refuse to do anything. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. But, if you listen to like other news outlets or other channels, they're saying, oh, that's squashed. We're on the same side. Wishful thinking. Wishful thinking, man. See, people think that a race war in this country will just be like everybody against the white people. It's never going to be like that. You guys should know this right here, right now. Let's keep it real. If there's a race war in this country, it won't be everybody versus the whites. Because there's a lot of people that are, of Mexican heritage that would rather take the white side than the black side. There's a lot that would take the black side, though. And then there's a lot of white people that would take the black side. So it's just kind of like, it would be kind of like a race war, but it would really be more of an ideology war. An ideological war is what it would probably turn out to be at the end of the day. Not only that, but a lot of Asian people would take the side of white people too. So would a lot of like Arabs and even some Hindu type people will take the side of the whites. This I know because I know a lot of people of those ethnicities, you know what I mean, or those nationalities. I know a lot of different people that I know what side they'll take. So it'll turn into an ideology race war at first, but then it'll turn into an ideological war. And then you got a lot of black people that aren't on that side, that are conservative or they're Republican stuff, that would find themselves in a huge predicament on what side that they would take. It'd be a mess, man. And people don't realize what they're trying to kick off, man. Just be a big fucking mess. It's not even stupid, man. Stupid. I don't want no part of it, man. But if anybody comes to my door, I'm going to defend myself and my family, straight up. Who timed you out, big man? And why did you get timed out? Did somebody time out, big man? I just seen that. And thank you for the $5, Chuck. Somebody, can somebody tell me who timed out big man and for what reason? What did you say, big man? That pissed off the moderator. Oh, he was spamming? You ask me why I'm speaking on dropouts and you know I'm not supposed to? Why not? Am I in prison right now? Am I in prison right now? Do you think somebody calls me at 5 o'clock in the morning and tells me, Buenos dias, get up and do your burpees? None of that shit happens anymore, man. It's a whole new world out here. I talk about all kinds of people on this channel that I probably wouldn't even talk about in prison. You know what I mean? This is media. This is the real world. This ain't prison. So I'm going to talk about whatever's relevant, whatever's the hot topic of what's going on around this YouTube world or what's going on around us. Hope that answers your question. But just because he's a dropout don't mean that we have to just completely ignore his ass like we're on the cell block and we're trying to get that routine down. It's not like that. We're out here in the streets, different. That cat actually has a lot of active dudes that are on his channel defending him. So I mean, you should be asking them why they're defending him. I'm just saying, man, it's a whole nother ball game out here. Hope that helps you, though. Hope that helps you. And I don't always speak on them. I mean, what? I did a video that dude got arrested. I did a video, I did a video about S and Y gangs and stuff like that. I mean, so what? It's news, man. I mean, it's people want to hear about this stuff. I get DMs all the time from my subscribers. They ask me, they give me ideas for content. They give me requests, and I put out the content that they want, that you want. You go ahead and you can hit me up, big man, in IG, and you can go ahead and give me some ideas for some content, man, and I'll honor it. I'll do a video about what you want to hear about. You got my word. That's my bond right there. You hit me up on IG. Tell me what you want to hear about, and I'll drop a video, and I'll dedicate it to you as well. And I'm not being a smart ass. I'm being for real. You know, I tell people all the time, hit me up on IG. Hit me up on IG. What do you want to see? What kind of content do you want? So when I got the majority of people coming at me, they want to hear about this, or they want to hear about what's up with this Wes Watson thing, this letter. What's up with this? What's up with that? What's up with Savage? What's up with this? What's up with that? What do you think about this? What about this guy? What about this guy? Do a collab with this guy. And I try to honor it the best I can. You know, objective, outside, independent journalist. Don't sugarcoat shit. I don't hold back. And I basically just give you that raw, uncut content that just slaps people with that dick of reality. And that's just what the motto is of this channel. David Nelson, thank you for the 99 cents, brother. So the fight against the snowflakes. Well, like I said, brother, you can get at me on IG. Anything you want me to talk about, I'll make a vid for it. Just let me know, brother. Let me know. Anybody got any video ideas? I've actually, a couple of you guys' ideas are already in the works right now. One person asked me, what's better, having a strong mind or a strong body in prison? I got that video dropping tomorrow. Another person asked me about a toxic relationship getting out of prison. That one's coming the next day. They're already copied. They're already ready to go. But I just drop them out one at a time, day by day. That way, you know, you guys got one every day. Except for yesterday, but God, man. I was dying in this house yesterday. I was literally pouring sweat. Like 100-something degrees in this house, man. I had to go out and get an air conditioner and put it in the window. And I had to change this. Look at that. See that new AC in the background right there? You won't believe what kind of drama I had to go through to pull that old one out of there. And that old one, ugh, it had gnats and fucking swamp water in it. And that motherfucker been in that window. From what I'm told, the guy that used to live here, they said that AC been in that window for 20 years. So I pulled it out finally. Robert wants to know, or Robert's making a statement saying that the Wes Watson story about that Nick guy is fishy. Why is it fishy? Robert, please elaborate. Why is that story fishy? I'm right here looking. I'm right here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to respond. Why is it fishy? Come on. Am I missing anybody's questions? If I am, please don't hate me. Half communism is bullshit. It doesn't work, bro. How S and Y will outnumber GP and be the stronger force? I think I already stated that in that other video. I don't see that ever happening. What I see happening is I see just a whole shift of consciousness. Scrappy, thank you for the $2.99. I should do a fan live. Man, I'm gonna have to get with some of my moderators that are more crafty with that and help me do that. Lance G, thank you for the $9.99. Oh, yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, and thank you for tuning in. I'm waiting for Robert to. You said the YouTube video never made it to court. The YouTube video never made it to court. Hold on. What do we got? No worries, hand cannon. No. I'll talk to you about that when I call you. Don't trip. So everybody, Robert thinks that a YouTube video can't be used against somebody in court. Can somebody in the comments enlighten him on how a YouTube video can definitely be used against you in court? I mean, seriously, do you honestly believe that if I get on here and I start talking about, let's just say English Bob. I start talking about English Bob and he has a YouTube channel, or English Bob is in jail. And I start talking about the time that English Bob pistol whipped some guy and scalped his wife and buried them both in a shallow grave out in the Mojave Desert. You know what I'm saying? Right now, English Bob is fighting an assault. And I also talked about how English Bob has a wonderful idea on how to blow up police cars. Do you think that they're not going to use that as character evidence in his case? Come on, seriously? If my channel has like 1 million subscribers and I've got like 10,000 correctional officers watching me every video, you don't think they can't use that against English Bob in court? Promise you they can. Governor Phil Murphy, I just snitched on English Bob. Sorry, guy. Sorry, Bob. I didn't mean it, Bob. That story's bullshit, man. We were never in the Mojave Desert. We were never in the Mojave Desert. It was Salton Sea, but nobody has to know. You know what I mean? Sock puppet, I don't know if English Bob touches himself in Walmart. I just had to create a fictional character in order to like win my point. George, thank you for the $20. You do what you do. What you speak about should be touched upon. Good work, my brother. Thank you, George. Salute to you. Thank you for that 20 spot. Appreciate it. I think I just saw my buddy, my fellow author and guy who's editing, Mr. John Ribner, on here. The Duck of Death, I says. What's up, John Ribner? Shout out to John Ribner over there in Flint, Michigan, who's writing a very awesome book. He's going to be coming on the show, and we're going to be talking about that book. Christine Loera, thank you. Yeah, I know I don't have to explain myself, but I like to be transparent with my viewers. 100% transparent is Big JD's motto. I don't think I necessarily, big man, I don't think I necessarily said that S&Y is bigger, because the last I heard, S&Y is only like 1/3 of the prison population, unless it's grown since I did that video. But they're definitely not bigger than the South, because S&Ys are like, there's like 50 different S&Y gangs from what I understand. I mean, the big one is like, of course, like 2-5 and Northern Riders and Independent Riders, but they're still not as big as, I mean, it's still not, I don't think it is. I hear people say that. I think it's an exaggeration though, big man. I don't think it's real. I don't think they're that big yet. Yeah, John McHugh. Mr. John Ribner's book's pretty awesome. I've read some of it, and he's helping me with mine. Scrappy, what's my opinion on K-Frog and Milk 74's nonsense? This will probably surprise you guys, but I talk to K-Frog periodically. Some people have told me bad things about K-Frog, and I've always told them to produce any kind of anything that says that, or is it just some people that are salty against him for whatever reason? Produce it. And then somebody told me, well, I'm a hypocrite for going in on Wes for that Nick Brimage thing. But here's the thing about that whole thing with Wes. Wes actually did a video on Nick Brimage and did say he wanted to take off on cops and he was making tomahawks and all that without investigating what was going on with Nick Brimage at the time. I mean, if he would have done a little research, he'd have found that Nick Brimage is still in the system and is facing a court case. But I heard some people talking about Frog in a bad light, saying that he basically got a whole institution hit. But I heard that from somebody on here, and I've yet to see a video link that describes this whole thing. And I've asked Frog about it, and he said that he wasn't true. And he didn't go into detail and denying it. It was usually somebody's guilty. They'll start trying to give you a long explanation of what's going on, but he just said, that's bullshit. That's all Frog said. So until somebody shows me something different, I can't really speak on that, man. But as far as him and Milk having beef, I've said it before about Milk. I don't really acknowledge him. I don't watch him. I see him pop up on my feed every now and again, and depending on what he's talking about, if I got nothing else to do and something like that, I might turn him on or something. But Milk ain't ever said nothing bad about me. I don't think I've ever said anything bad about him, except that he likes to smoke blunts on the side of a dumpster. But other than that, don't really have no thumbs up or thumbs down for Milk, and whatever beef him and Frog are having. I mean, it's silly, but to each his own, right? That's what I always say. What's good, Oklahoma? My fellow Okie. Oklahoma, I'm just a transplant, right? I'm really a California palm tree planted right here in the plains. Cody Shepard, I heard that they lives in Northern Riders many years ago. I heard that, but I don't know if they actually implemented it or not. I don't really communicate with the CDC too much. Don't really have nothing good to say about them. And CDC was pretty rough on me, man. They did a lot. They did a lot to put me in harm's way in several different ways. They fucking manufactured cases on me. Freaking they took away college programs that me and a bunch of other youngsters were taking when I was a youngster in there. They took the college programs away, and so I got nothing really good to say about CDC. So I don't communicate with CDC officers, really. Wino, who's a transsexual on here? Sandman says I'm open-minded. I am, man. I don't care if you're transsexual or not. As a matter of fact, I think I have a subscriber who's a transsexual. Like, one person reached out to me on IG. A trans man, actually. So I don't judge anybody, man. If you want to be a trans man, trans woman, you want to be a whatever, man, that's your choice. I'm a libertarian, so I believe in freedom of choice completely, wholeheartedly. Schizo, there's only so much I could talk about the compo. There's only so much I could talk about, Schizo, for reals. I can't really go into detail about when you should you know what I'm saying. I try not to talk about the car too much. You know, I just don't do it. Oh. John Hernandez, thank you. John Hernandez, show me one case where that has happened. Thank you, George. Oakland Raider trucker, love your insight. Nancy Pelosi is a reptilian. I used to be a corruptional officer in federal system until I met my future wife. LOL, Raider Nation all day. Thank you, Oakland Raider trucker, man. Thank you for that $20 donation. And John, you were asking me, show one case where that has happened. Are you talking about where somebody uses a YouTube video and got somebody caught up in some time? Is that what you're talking about, John? Governor Phil Murphy keeps saying that I snitched on English Bob. He's not even a real person, dog. It was an analogy. Or are you just trying to be funny? Ryan Taylor, thank you for the $1. I'm still waiting for John. He paid $10 to ask me name one case where that's happened. Are you talking about somebody using a video to convict somebody? Dude, it happens all the time. Really? How can you not know that? TJ Carter, that's pretty funny. Silos, English Bob is part of the Peter Puffers. Never going to hear the end about English Bob on here right now, huh? Thank you, Diana. Yeah, a lot of people show a lot of love on this live stream right here. This is where we all get to let loose and be clowns on here and have fun with each other. Minute, yes, I do watch American Cholo. See, Diana, it's all family right here over in Prison Break Raw Land. This is the tinfoil hat family. Oh, snap. Hey, you know what I forgot to ask you guys? What'd you guys think of the Shadow interview? Have any of you guys watched the Shadow interview yet? Give me a thumbs up. You guys seen that interview yet? Anybody watch that Shadow interview? Yeah, hey, how many of you guys knew that Zorro was an Irish guy? Huh? How many of you guys knew that Zorro was an Irish dude? The real Zorro. And I don't mean Zorro the gay blade either, but Zorro. Thank you guys for the support and the thumbs up on that one. Yeah, TJ Carter. Hey, one thing about Shadow that we tried to stress is that Shadow really is in Mexico, guys. You know why I know? Because me and Shadow was Skyping a couple days ago, and he was walking down the road, and he was showing me everything out. He's in Mexico for reals, unless he was on a Hollywood set somewhere. But trust me when I say that there were several things that were talked about and seen on that video to where I know that Shadow's in Mexico for a fact. For a fact. Not going to talk about it here, but he's definitely down there. It's hard for you to read from Shadow's lips. Deaf guy, yeah. I try to be mindful of putting the closed captions up on here. But sometimes like I think that I put the closed captions up, but they don't show up, and I don't know why. I can't believe you guys ain't asking me about Zorro, the Irish guy. How many of you guys knew that Zorro was an Irish guy? For reals. How many people knew this? Did any of you guys know that Zorro was an Irish guy? I just looked it up and it confirmed it. Google never lies. Tattooer 601, man. Hey, smart dude, man. You already knew that Zorro was an Irish guy. Yeah, just look at Zorro's eyes, huh? Stan Rose. Zorro was Polish. He could have been Polish. That's a trip, though. You know what I mean? I already knew that, though, because I read a book some time ago called The Story of the Irish Race, and it mentioned something in there about Zorro being an Irishman. But when Shadow said it, that's how I knew that Shadow knows the history of that country, you know? Who's Governor Phil Murphy anyways? Is he really a governor? He can't be the real guy. No way. Hey, are all you guys subscribers? If you're not a subscriber yet, please become a fellow tinfoil hat the tinfoil hat familia, the tinfoil hat brigade. I wouldn't say sell your soul because We don't believe in selling souls on this channel. We believe in living in the soul on this channel and being soul, not selling the soul. But yeah, let's get them Subarooskies up. Where are we at right now? I'm gonna look and see how many subs we got already on this channel. We are at 18,195 subs right now. Let's get them subs up. If you gain a subscriber, subscribe. 5 more away from having 18.2. I gotta address this foolishness right here a little later on. A couple of social justice warriors on there trying to school me on blood quantums right now. Have you guys heard that one yet? The blood quantums? That's one of the comebacks of the social justice brigade. When you try to tell them that you got some kind of like Hispanic or indigenous blood in you, they'll start out with the blood quantums. That's their new comeback to discredit your heritage and your blood, your DNA. David Nelson Zorro was a fictional character, but he was based off a real guy, just like Robin Hood was based off a real guy. Thank you, Dev Guy. Thank you for subbing. Yeah, TJ Carter, you know what I'm talking about, that blood quantums. Stupid, man. A bunch of straight freaking morons running around these days. Cell of Life, look up blood quantum. That's the new social justice comeback. To somebody that looks like me, that talks about having Mexican DNA, Mexican blood, or indigenous blood, they say, well, the blood quantums, and so it doesn't count because you came out looking white. So they deny me my heritage. I'm not allowed to be proud of that part of my blood. Stupid. It's crazy. Bunch of freaking weirdos, man. None of these people ever say this shit to my face, though. That's the one thing I can tell you. Nobody ever says any of this kind of garbage to my face. And by this time next year, if anybody does say it to my face, they'll wish they didn't. Anthony RC, thank you for the $2. Much love to Albuquerque. Burque. So they used to call it in the feds. They used to call it Duketown. Albuquerque call it Duketown in the feds. Or Duke City. I think it's Duketown or Duke City. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to butcher it. But it's either Duketown or Duke City. Yeah, Oklahoma. I know what you know what I'm talking about, the blood quantum. But see, if you know history about the blood quantum was something they were doing like 200 years ago or something like that. It's I don't know why they've resurrected it. You know, anybody that is any kind of indigenous blood at all. I mean, I know a lot of people will disagree with me. You know, I got a lot of friends that, you know, are from various different There's various different nations. In the feds, like, they like a lot of them like to call them nations, or not so much tribes, but nations from various. They don't. A lot of them don't like to deny anybody's blood at all, because the ancestors of their forefathers and grandmothers and father and grandfathers are running through your veins, whether it's a little bit or a lot. There's still a streak of it that runs through your blood, and that's enough. We're all human beings, man. That's the one thing I wish people could start just understanding, that we're all human beings. Below 36. Shout out to Fresno. Thank you for that $2. But you know what I mean, Oklahoma? Why can't we just be human beings, man? I mean, for reals. It's just like, I don't know. I don't judge people on skin, man. So it's just all this stuff is still, I mean, in the prison system, it's just like, it's not that you're really judging anybody on skin color. It's just that, you can't do anything to change the politics in there, because you're just going to get killed. But in reality, most people don't even subscribe to any of the racism stuff in prison either. JG, thank you for the $6.99. We already addressed Savage. But since you came up on the super chat, I'll tell you, you probably weren't here for the beginning. But Savage should really tell his subscribers everything, and he should let the paperwork out. He should turn his comments back on too. So he's only doing himself harm when he does all that, personally. Yeah, thank you, Oklahoma. I'm glad you agree with me, bro. I don't know if you've done any time, Oklahoma, but I was in the feds, and guess what? I was in that sweat lodge. I was in that sweat lodge every Thursday, the whole time I was in there. And there's people in there that can account for that. There were times that I couldn't go. There were times that other things came up, but for the most part, I was always in that lodge. I was always at the powwows every year, all that stuff. I recognize every aspect of my DNA, every aspect of my culture. I recognize it, and I learn about it, and I study about it. I don't know why people are trying to deny people of that. Doesn't matter if I only got like 1% or if I got 99%. It's still in my blood. So why can't I acknowledge it? Doesn't make any sense to me. All right, big man, you take care. I'm actually going to be getting off here in a few minutes myself. JG, thank you. Thank you for another $6.99. Appreciate that. You're right, Steven. It ain't no joke. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off of here now. It's been a real pleasure chopping it up with all of you guys. Join me this coming Friday for another Friday Night Live, and hopefully we'll have something more to talk about. But like I said, we won't be talking about the people in question that we talked about today. I just said I'd address those issues because they're fresh. Just dropped a video about one, and the other one just got out, so we cleared the air. Any of you guys out there are actually communicating with that guy, go ahead and tell him to pop up on this video right here, and so he can hear it himself. Nobody said anything like that. And if he ever wants to have any kind of an open debate, I'll do an open debate with him, free of charge. I won't even monetize it. That's where I'm coming from. But much love and much respect to all of you guys out there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I love you guys to death. I always tell you this. I love all the support. You guys are the greatest thing in the world. Mountain Jew, I just seen your name. What's up, my boy? Glad you can join us. You're gonna have to see the rest in the rerun. Broken Robot, Virtuous, a Spartan. All you guys rocking since the beginning. You guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. But from this end in this part of the world, Big JD's going to go ahead and sign out. See you guys on the next one.